Hello.
Hello, everybody.
We're back. We missed you guys.
We sure did. We took a little hiatus, right?
Yes, we had a lot going on, but we are so super glad to be back tonight. Um, it's been pretty interesting. We've been busy. Yeah.
We've been real busy, yeah.
Well, welcome to those of you that are new and don't know who we are. We are the Wilsons, and we're referred to as Coffee with the Wilsons.
Coffee with the
This is
Wilsons.
my husband, Richard.
I'm Richard. Most of y'all know me by now.
And I'm Marquita. And we are glad to be back to share with you guys. We're hoping that, it's almost mid-year and that you guys are having an awesome year and got some goals you're trying to reach and you're actually seeing fruit. Your vision is out front and it's leading the way.
Absolutely.
And we're just glad to be back.
We are glad to be back. Well, without further ado, y'all know what this station is, what this channel is about. We pretty much talk about all things marriage, how to have a prospering or a marriage that is growing, a marriage that is thriving, marriage with no drama. Obviously, it's kind of hard to have a marriage with absolutely no drama, but fortunately, we got that. We got that. So, but that's what we're striving for. So basically, our channel is about marriage. If we can say something, bring some content that could cause somebody to think, something thought-provoking that could cause you to switch your way of thinking, make you a better marriage. That's what this is all about.
Absolutely.
So, that's right. So today, me and my wife, we were discussing some things that we got tons of content now. After the hiatus, it gave us a chance to let life, different obstacles and things, whatever adversity come through, and we can learn from, and we can also use it to share with you guys. So without further ado, tonight we're going to talk about growth. We're going to talk about growth in regards to a couple growing, but also individual growth. Because like she and I were talking earlier, everybody, husband or wife in the marriage, has a weakness. I know for me in our marriage, and most men, if we're honest with ourselves, we would admit listening is the problem that most men have. So that's something that I have to work on. She come to me and talking. I'm tuned into the football game. She could be telling me that the rent check bounced or something. I ain't hear it because I'm focused on the football game. So it's stuff like that I have to work on. And I'll admit it. You know it, right? Because sometimes you will say, "You ain't even hear me."
And our kids get a kick out of it. Our daughter Courtney, she just gets tickled because she realized he's not listening to a word I said.
And I'm so sorry, baby. I'm going to tell it before everybody, before the world. I'm so sorry. But I'm working on it. That's a weakness, and I'm working on it. I'm going to get it now. I'm going to get it.
He's going to get it. But we all bring things to the table because we're not perfect human beings. There's always area for learning, growth, and improvement. And if we're not doing those things, then I would say, are we even alive? I mean, you should be improving, growing, changing. I mean, that's all a part of life. And we can't avoid it. And I think we should be ever learning. My thing is, being sharp out of my mouth. Oh, man. And I've done so well. I think he doesn't even know that me because I've done
Praise
so
the
well. I've done so well with keeping it intact. But I'm from the generation raised by my great-grandma who didn't sugarcoat and didn't say, "Honey, baby, sugar, please." It was, "Hey, I don't like that and don't do that again." And so you didn't have a mystery to what she was trying to say, and you weren't trying to figure out anything. You knew exactly what she meant. And so, for a large number of years, is how I communicated. But in a relationship, that doesn't go over well. Because in a team setting, you want to always make the other person see by your demonstration that you guys are on the same team.
Right. And I'd like to add something to that. If you have a partner that is committed to growing and bettering themselves for the sake of the marriage, and the other partner perhaps growth or reading, going to seminars and things may not be important to them. They may think that they've already arrived. That can cause a problem Because if you have one, it's like a seesaw to a certain degree. You got one person going up, but the other person is just down here. We need to have a balance. Because the reason why I say that is because if you have somebody that's committed to growth when the other person isn't, jealousy, envy, especially if the person is excelling in their jobs, getting promotion, making more money, especially with men. I think the Lord, I don't have a problem with that. You mind me sharing this, baby? In our situation, now when we first got married, I was the breadwinner. I made a foolish decision, but my wife supported me in that decision to change careers and take another job. That's another story. But it turned out badly. But right now, fast forward, what, 8 years later, whatever. Now she's the breadwinner, and baby, she's the breadwinner. But I mean, I work too. I make bread too. But baby, she the breadwinner right now. You know what I'm talking about? She the scale is too. But guess what, man? Like she just said, the team mentality. You know what I'm saying? Everything I bring in the house, everything she brings, man, it's ours. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if you have somebody, but that's growth right there.
Yeah.
Now, had she met Richard Wilson maybe 20 years ago, it might not have worked out that way because I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always reared that, man, the man supposed to make the most money. And it would have probably been a problem. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm like, man, we're a team.
Yeah.
So.
And we don't make financial decisions without each other. There's a conversation going on, and it probably annoys people because someone will call and say, hey, you want to do this, and I'm like, I got to talk to my husband, or I got this business with you, or we need to meet, or whatever, and the answer is always I got to talk to my husband. And this is the life that we built on how we communicate, on how we live. We're not saying it's cookie cutter. We're not saying that is the thing that works for everyone. But I will have to say as a baseline that in every relationship, there has to be an open line of good communication. And with that said, the base of that still has to be that you're on the same team.
On the same team.
You're on the same team. You're like unstoppable together. When you sit down and plan and dream and build together, there's nothing you can't do, nothing you can't weather, nothing you can't get through. And not that everything is going to be going well, because that's foolish too, to even believe or think that. You don't get from A to Z in a straight line. It's kind of up, down, 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 up, down. This is, and then you might flatline for a little while. This is life. This is what we're explaining.
Yep.
But in that walk, when you notice or you come to the realization, there's an area that you can improve. There's an area that you can get better. We have a couple of businesses, and for me, I am horrible with charging people. I'm horrible with it.
I'm going to tax you. I'm going to tax you.
He's going to tax you. And so we had to develop ways for me to get better at that, to keep peace in here. Because at home, this is where we're supposed to come and be excited to see each other. It should never be, oh man, I got to go there and deal with this guy. I got to be here and do that. I'll tell a friend in a minute. I'll tell somebody in a heartbeat, oh, I'm not doing that, because you'll be asleep and I'll be up trying to discuss what all just took place. I'm going to do what's wise for my household and what's good for my peace. And that also edifies him and makes sure that he still knows and feels like he's the man of this house.
Absolutely. I like to say something also to the single men that are thinking about getting married, or the single women that may get married. This is going to sound comical, but nonetheless, it is very, very true. There's no such thing, and I'm going to say it again, I want you to get this. There is no such thing as the total package. There is no woman that's perfect that got it all together, and there is no man that got it all together.
Nope.
Every last one of us, if anybody ever went to Walmart or whatever and got some furniture, they got a thing on the side of it that says some assembly required. In other words, you're going to have to put something together.
Yeah.
Unless you want to buy the stuff out that, they're all scratched up. Which, again, no total package. Everybody got some issues they need to deal with. God knows I can't, man, we'll be here all day if I were to share with you all my issues. But we got some, but we got to be committed to fixing those things. And it can be as simple as, some people learn by reading books. Some people learn by seeing, everybody different learners, but everybody can learn. The only thing it takes is a willing mind And I have a willing mind because I want to make sure I'm the best, not only for me, but for her, for our children. So we want to model what a good marriage, and we still, we got a great marriage, but we could always get better. So that's what, again, that's what Coffee with the Wilsons is about, right, baby?
Right. So you need to celebrate if you got an almost or a near about.
Come on now. Come on
if
now.
you got a Miss Almost or a Mr. Near about, you are doing wonderful, because you're not going to get a Mr. or Mrs. Right. They don't exist. There's no perfection walking this planet. No. None of us have it. We strive for it, but it is actually unattainable. And so you still try to be excellent, I guess, as a person in your thoughts and your communication as a person. You still try to be a person of character, doing things the right way, because there's a benefit and an honor in doing things the right way. There just is. A lot of times, even, not to go rogue Christian on you, but we look for the blessing of God. We want his hands on what we're doing and how we're doing and what's going on, but we neglect that whole, there's a benefit and an honor to doing things the right way. There's a reason that there's guidelines and rules and commandments and regulations, and you just can't be willy-nilly. People are trying it now. We're in a society where people are trying it, but I think in the long run it's very taxing, and it doesn't work out for you. Not that it doesn't come full circle. That's what grace and mercy is about. It's sufficient, and it allows you chances to get that do-over. Like I start some of my work days and be like, man, I need a do-over. I need to start this day over. And we get that opportunity when we lay down and get up the next day. And so it's the same thing in a relationship. Be quick to, my pastor Mike used to say, have QRT, which is quick recovery time. Have that in your relationship. If you're giving grace to someone and they're telling you, I'm working on something, we just had a conversation, they're working on something. Well, every day might not be a awesome on point day, and so some grace needed to be extended. Well, you may not respond right. Be quick to fix that. Don't leave it unchecked. Get in there and talk about it, and if apologies are needed, do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Do it.
I see a part 2 in this.
You see a part 2?
Because there's a lot with growth. I mean, it's like my wife was saying, it's just you can't attain it, which means there's a vast amount of room for it. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we try to keep these installments really short, so we kind of running up against the clock, probably about maybe 3 minutes. But before we get there, I want to ask my wife something, because and this is for people that are for women from the female perspective, and because we know there's a lot of people that let me say it this way, the ratio of women to men is not balanced. There are far more women that are looking for a good man or a suitable mate than a man. It seems like it's just the way it is. It just seems like it's easier for a man to find a mate. And I'm not going to say a good mate, because I ain't going to say that's a whole nother thing.
But they get out there and get at it quick.
So for the women that have these unrealistic expectations, I mean, we don't want nobody to draw. We're not saying eliminate your standards. Obviously, have some standards about who you're looking for to attract. What would you say about that? Because some people have a long list.
I would say you may have some deal breakers, and you need to separate those right off the bat. So if you don't like smoking, then smoking is out. Mm-hmm. You meet a guy, I don't care how fine he is and how much money he has. If he's a smoker, then he's probably not your guy, because you don't like smoking. That's a deal breaker for you. Or drinking. If you have a problem with drinking, it might have been something going on in your family with your father, whatever, and you don't like drinkers, then if he's drinking, that's not your guy. Stop right there. Don't go any further. But realistically, when it comes to this life and doing life with a life partner, you want someone that your list should obtain someone to know how to talk to you like you're a person.
Absolutely.
Because women, we're built emotionally, and that's what makes us thrive. You want someone who's not on the couch trying to, play video games instead of trying to help you do this life. I'm not saying if you got a video game man, he like to play video games, that's great if he knows how to balance that along with what needs to happen at home and tending to your needs. So you need to make sure that's on your list. Lastly, what I would say is, for me, I have to have someone that loves God for real. Now, yours might be, he needs to make X amount of dollars. I tell you, in the long run, that's not important. Why? Because jobs, you lose jobs.
Absolutely.
Money comes and goes. Things change. And that can't be the thing that keeps you in the relationship or gets you in the relationship, because that's not always guaranteed. What is guaranteed is a person of character and someone that knows how to lead and guide. And my biggest ever thing probably is going to be for me is, that support factor. You don't want someone that's telling you, you need something to eat, and they're like, well, you better find it. You want, as a woman, we want that person that knows how to get out and do something.
Yeah.
Make something happen.
Yeah.
And so those are things that are important. The material stuff, that's just extra. That's extra.
Yeah.
So women, refine your list. Refine them.
I'm gonna say something about the men later. We up against the clock right now. We getting ready to cut this installment short, but man, we really enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, it was great being back.
Hopefully we said something that built somebody up, encouraged somebody. And if you like this video, man, give us a thumbs up, share it.
Please give us some comments and some feedback. Talk to us.
Even if you didn't like it, a thumbs down. We know we can't say everything that's gonna appease everybody,
right.
But we're here to edify people. So we love you guys, and we will definitely. We can't wait till next week installment. We got some good stuff for y'all.
Yeah, we actually, before we go, let me say this. We're going to be on a podcast out of Denver, Colorado called Jump on June 3rd. So we'll make sure that you have that information so that you guys can tune in and check us out. It's been real.
Right.